Okay, so let's have a brief discussion about something that happened yesterday in the NFL. The Falcons traded Matt Ryan to the Colts. I understand it. And then they agreed to a 2-year contract with Marcus Mariota. Look, dude, if he is a starter in the league next year and Baker Mayfield isn't, I made a TikTok about this in a tweet, I will be stunned. I guess I could be alone there. I don't think I am, but I just think Baker is literally being, kicked out of the league basically right now. There's still hope. There's Seattle, there's Carolina. New York could realistically trade for him. One of those guys are gonna have to answer the call. Alright, what is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. If you guys watched yesterday's video, you're going to be able to tell that we're not going to play Madden today, and probably not for a while. So to take a break from Madden, today I'm going to be doing a video very related to what I did last Friday. 10 players I was wrong about. However, today's video isn't going to be players that I was wrong about in the sense that I thought they were going to be good and they were bad. These are going to be players that I talked down and down and down upon, and they ended up being pretty good and told me to shut up. One quick thing before we hop into the video, head over to gfuel.com, use code WyattzWorld, save yourself a discount on any G Fuel products. Alright, and here is 10 players who had enough of my crap. Okay, so starting off this list, we've got Deebo Samuel. Yeah, I know, and I've apologized for it, but I still gotta make an ass of myself about it. The guy got drafted in 2019, he did decent, but then he just got hurt. And then in 2020, he did okay, but then he just got hurt. So every single time I got an opportunity to rate the 49ers or Deebo Samuel in any capacity, I would just say that he's an injury-prone, speedy receiver who catches a one-off touchdown. Shut up, Wyatt. Deebo Samuel stayed healthy for basically the entirety of 2021, putting up 1,400 receiving yards, 6 touchdowns, and average 18 yards of reception. Now, if we jump over to his rushing stats, another 365 yards and 8 touchdowns. He is not bad. He might slightly be injury prone, but the man is elite, and I looked like an ass. Moving on, okay, Bears fans, this one time we'll see eye to eye. Darnell Mooney. And honestly, I didn't even really say anything that bad about him, but I have taken a shit on him like 3 times in pretty remote fashions. Just every time the guy would come up on a tier list, I would just say, oh, Darnell Mooney, the Bears third stringer, and I'd throw him in the D column. Or if I was talking about the Bears, I would say the receivers suck besides Allen Robinson. 2020, 600 yards and 4 touchdowns wasn't enough for me. So in 2021, he threw up 4 more touchdowns and dropped 1,000 yards. Safe to say if he's on a roster that Allen Robinson isn't doing good on, and he's able to do good, and I think Allen Robinson is great, I should probably give Darnell Mooney some credit. Alright, and moving on, next we've got a defensive player, Quandre Diggs. He's been around a while. He played in Detroit for like 4 or 5 years, and honestly, could be that he was overshadowed by Darius Slay, but I didn't pay much attention to him, so either he wasn't doing that great, or he was just silent but deadly. Either way, when he went to Seattle and Seattle's defense was getting torched that one season, I remember just throwing shade at him, saying, oh, Quandre Diggs is bad. He came from the Lions, he's ass. So to answer back from me, he puts up the best 2 seasons of his career, back-to-back Pro Bowls, and lands a well-deserved contract extension with Seattle. That's what happens when you talk shit about someone who comes from the worst team in the league and had a quiet start. They show themselves for what they truly are, and they make me look like an absolute dick. Moving on, we've got Mac Jones, one of the more recent tandems I had. Now, I never said he was going to be dog shit. Let's just get that out of the way. But what I did say about him on probably 10 different occasions was what Alabama quarterback isn't going to be good with the best receiving core in the nation under Nick Saban. I said Mac Jones was going to possibly be the A.J. McCarron V2 and he was never going to amount to anything. Wrong. Comes in, outshines the rest of the rookie class, throws up 3,800 yards, 22 touchdowns, 13 picks as a rookie. Sorry, Mac, you're gonna be fine. I'm a fucking moron. Okay, and up next we've got Hunter Renfrow. Sorry, I didn't think the 5'10", 150th overall pick out of the 2019 draft was gonna be a great receiver. I remember shitting on him, just saying he was an afterthought. I remember in fantasy just saying he was only gonna be good there and he couldn't actually make a difference in the league. Wrong, 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 and fucking wrong. Someone pointed it out in the video I once again forgot to mention him in, for Christ's sakes. He's a great route runner. The guy can catch anything, and for how short he is, he can get up in the air. Threw up 600 yards in his first 2 seasons, not terrible, but not enough to impress me, apparently. Then this year he comes into the league, does okay. Henry Ruggs has that terrible accident. He's forced to take on a bigger role, and what does Hunter Renfrow do? He excels! 1,000 yards, 9 touchdowns, and a big old middle finger and a slap in the face to WyattzWorld. Yes, Hunter, I ate shit and I deserved it for you. You're good. Alright, and up next we've got Ryan Tannehill. I said every bad thing you could say about a human being about him when he was on the Dolphins. Not only was he a Bills rival, I just thought he was shit. I thought he was straight up dog shit. Now, did he ever have a terrible year in Miami? No. But other than I think one playoff appearance that I'm pretty sure they lost, he never did anything there besides get hurt. Then, I can't remember how, but he ended up in Tennessee. I think he was a free agent and they just signed him on as a backup to Mariota. But he ended up taking over and throwing up 2 really good seasons, and this last season wasn't even that bad. And to be fair, he had nobody to throw the ball to for over half the season. He's got a career record of 72-59 with 2 playoff wins. Ryan Tannehill is everything but shit. The only one who's a turd in this situation will be the guy who's talking. Me. Okay, moving on, we've got Dallas Goedert. Another guy that I didn't say, okay, he's dog shit or anything, but he was an Eagles tight end behind Zach Ertz, who never really did much besides just catch a couple occasional touchdowns. I remember saying he was going to be like every other Eagles receiver, just inconsistent or getting hurt. I thought he was going to end up on a different team or serving as a number 2 for the rest of his career. Now, not only did the Eagles, choose to stick with him over Zach Ertz, but realistically, he's only been getting better, and this year he ended with 830 yards and 4 touchdowns off of 15 yards of reception. He's definitely a reliable tight end. He's a much deserving tight end number 1. And forever thinking he wasn't gonna be, I should be taken out and slapped in the face with a leather glove like a gentleman. Dallas, I'm sorry. Alright, and up next we got the last quarterback on this list, Jimmy Garoppolo. Oh yeah, anybody who's been with me since the beginning, I think a year ago I was still saying that this guy was a worthless fucking turd. I still don't think he's a top 10 quarterback by any means, but he's gonna win you games, he can throw a football, and when given proper protection, he's going to be able to find a way to get that ball down the field safely. Now, he hasn't ever broken 4,000 yards in a season. He hasn't broken 30 touchdowns in a season. He hasn't done any, extra accolades like that on top of himself. But again, it's not as important when you're winning games. So, Jimmy, for all those times that I sat there and just called you a pathetic loser, it turns out that I am the loser and you are the winner. I'm better looking than you, though. Fucking right. Okay, and our second to last guy I'm going to talk about is James Conner. Just last year, I can vividly remember saying he was never going to bounce back and match the year he had when he played for Le'Veon Bell. Now, I'm not going to lie, he only had 3.7 yards a carry this year on 750 yards. That's not terrific by any means when it comes to production. But his 15 touchdowns, 350 receiving yards, and 3 receiving touchdowns would tell me a little bit differently. Make excuses, call someone shit all you want. When they're throwing up 18 touchdowns in a year by themselves, you can't call them bad. You can't do it. And obviously I'm talking position players here, smartasses who already want to get on me over Daniel Jones. As a running back, that man has not only shut me the hell up, but I think outperformed his expectations that anybody had for him going into Arizona. Definitely a solid player, and he's going to stick around there for a while, or he'll be in the league as a useful asset. And last on the list, this one, it's not really the best, but Keenan Allen. I just didn't like him. I still don't like him. I know he's really, really good now, but back in 2016 or 2017, coming off the year he hardly played, he wasn't a first-round pick. I didn't think anything high of him. I just thought he was going to be one of those players like Sammy Watkins, who goes, to 5 or 6 different teams throughout his career and kind of serves the same role as a number 2 or number 3. Now, was I right on that? No, I was wrong. For the last 5 seasons, since I thought he was going to be bad, he's had at least 6 touchdowns and 1,000 or more yards every time besides one where he had 982. He might not have the most average yards per reception, but he's a reliable target. 100 plus receptions on all those years besides one as well. Keenan, for me to ever say you were bad, I'm a fucking idiot for, but for me to say you're a douche, okay, I still stand by that. But you're damn good and I'm a clown. Alright guys, and that is going to be all for 10 NFL players who shut me up. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, you already know what to do. Comment, like, subscribe, turn that bell on. I do my absolute best to post on this channel every single day. If you guys want to follow any of my social medias, my second channel or my Twitch, that'll all be in the description of this video as well. With everything I just said, I'm going to hop off and get this shit edited so you guys can watch it on time. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your Tuesday, and as always, I will see you in the next video.